Hi there, I'm Coach Skip, and I've got your WildFire CrossFit conditioning workout number 1. And so the first workout is 10 rounds for time of 10 air squats, 10 push-ups, and 10 sit-ups. Now, before you focus on the number of rounds or anything like that, let's go through the exercises, and then I'm going to explain a few different ways to be able to go through this workout for every fitness level out there. So first of all, the movements: air squats, push-ups, and sit-ups. These are fairly simple. However, think about what these exercises are doing. First, we're working the legs, then they're working the upper body, and then we're going to be working the core. Now, whenever we perform any exercise, we want to be able to work the best range of motion possible while being safe and efficient, meaning you can scale things accordingly. I'm going to show you exactly how we can do that. So first of all, the air squat. The air squat, we are standing feet about shoulder width apart. We want to push those hips back and down, and we want to get that hip crease below parallel or below that knee every single time. When we stand up, we're keeping that, and when we go down and up, we're keeping that chest up. When we stand up, we're going to get our hips completely open every time. I'm not stopping here, I'm going all the way up. Notice I'm also staying on my heels the entire time. If you find yourself pushing forward onto your toes or your heels are coming off the ground, we need to do something to work on that, and I'll show you some tips for that in a second. So just right down and right up. Now, as we get that speed going, 10 air squats at a time, we can start to use our arms as a counterbalance. So take a look at 3 in a row. So I'm getting nice and low every single time. I'm getting my arms out in front of me, and then I'm standing up, squeezing my butt, and really getting the most out of this exercise. So the first way to scale the air squat, and I'll actually show a few from the front as well, just so you can see that. Make sure you also push those knees out so they stay over the heels or over the toes. If you find your knees caving in when you're going down, we need to watch that because that puts a lot of negative pressure on there. So the first way to scale the air squat, maybe you're able to get all the way down, you're able to stay on your heels, you're just having trouble with your chest going forward a little bit. First thing you want to do is have something in front of you just so that you can grab onto, so that as you go down, you're not tipping forward so much. You can really focus on pushing those hips back, staying on your heels, and just having a little balance every time. Whether it be a bench, a chair, a door jamb actually makes a great squat area. And just right down and hold on and right back up. We're still able to get that depth, keep the core nice and tight. You still get the range of motion on the exercise. The next way to do it, and this is also a really good way if you're just beginning. If you're starting the squat and nothing feels right, then get squat out of your head and just think about sitting down and standing up. We all sit down and stand up many times throughout the day. As we get older, being able to sit down and stand up is essential for things like going to the bathroom, being able to be self-reliant, all these kinds of things. And so that's exactly what I want you to think of. Use a bench, a chair, a folding chair, anything like that. Push those hips back down, sit down just like that, and then stand right back up. Sit down and stand up. If you need something a little bit higher, then either get a little bit higher chair or put a book down, something there that is going to make it so that you're not quite getting as deep every single time. Remember, the most important point is that you get moving. You just get started moving. The next exercise is the push-up. On the push-up, you are going to be going all the way to the ground, and I want you to start flat on your chest. A lot of people start in this up position. The challenge is we really need to work on the push up part. So start from the ground, and I don't care if you're going from your knees or from your toes, really make sure you keep your torso straight, meaning from your shoulders all the way to the point of contact on the floor, completely straight. If it's toes, right in here, right up and down, touch the chest and thighs every time, and really get up. Notice my hands are about shoulder width apart, and notice as I go down, my elbows go back. I'm not way out here with the hands. I'm not way out here with the elbows. Everything is tucked in nice and tight here and right up again. Now, if I'm going off of my knees, same thing. I'm going to start from the ground, and as I go up, I'm going to keep my torso straight from my shoulders all the way to my knees. Now, again, a scale on this exercise. The knee, it's just not cutting it. You need a little bit less resistance on this exercise. Great, go back to that bench, that chair. You can even use the wall. Remember, the higher the platform, the less the resistance. And so if I go in from here and I do the same thing from my knees, I'm just going right down, touching my chest, and right back up. And this is a great way to get started with your push-ups. This is about the exact height of a couch, the front of a couch. So you can grab a hold, have your knees behind you, and right up and down there. So that is your push-up. Again, if you need something even more than that, maybe you have trouble getting to the ground and back up again, use the wall and just get right in there and right up and down. Nice and easy, back and forth. So that is your push-up. The last one is the sit-up. Now on the sit-up, you are going to start with your back flat. We also like to have the feet butterflied here. The reason is that way we have the range of motion getting all the way up every single time. So go all the way back, start from shoulders on the ground, and then throw those arms forward as you go, finishing with that chest up and the elbows past your knees. You can use your arms as much as you need to on this one, and just right back and right up. Really throw those arms forward every single time. The other way of doing it is going straight legs. The nice thing about the straight legs is it gives you a little bit more of a counterbalance out in front. And same thing all the way back. Really throw those arms forward, right back again. Throw those arms forward, get that momentum, stand up at the top. You'll feel also a stretch in the hamstrings. That's a good thing. The next alternative is going right back, bring your knees up, and just bring your chest up and right back again. Right up and right back again. You might not be going all the way up. That's okay. You should still feel it in the core. It's a little bit more like a crunch. Same thing, throw those arms forward and just get as high as you can. As long as you're feeling it, as long as you're moving, that's exactly what we want here. We just want you to get moving, do something. So those are your 3 exercises: air squats, push-ups, sit-ups. Do the best range of motion possible today and tomorrow. Add to it a little bit, and the next day add to it a little bit more. Now, there's also a few different ways of going through these workouts. I'm going to explain 3 different ways. I'll do it as quickly as possible. So the first way of going through it is just as prescribed, meaning 10 rounds for time. You're going to start 10 air squats, 10 push-ups, 10 sit-ups, go right into the next round. Start a clock, a watch, your phone. Everybody has a phone with a clock or a timer on it nowadays, so go ahead and use that and time it. And the next time you do this workout in this format, you'll be able to see your improvement. Again, work on just go until it's done. Work on going through the exercises as fast as possible while hitting the best range of motion possible. Meaning a great time means nothing if your squats look like this the entire time and you're not getting down, or you're doing these little halfway push-ups. The time is going to be the best when you're hitting that full range of motion and the complete points of performance, which means all the way down and up again in an air squat, all the way to the ground and up again in a push-up, and all the way up and back down again in a sit-up. And so work that range of motion. But just go through it as fast as possible and get it all done. The second way of doing it, and this is, okay, you've been, you're just getting started. You're going, okay, 10 rounds for time, that's a lot. I want to be able to walk tomorrow. So great. go with doing what's called an AMRAP, as many rounds as possible. And just set a clock for between 10 and 12 minutes and just start with a nice easy pace. Start with those air squats, right up and right down, right down and right up, and just get into those air squats, then go into your push-ups. Take a few breaths in between exercises so that you can contain that endurance throughout that entire time, again, 10 to 12 minutes, and then just do as many rounds as possible in that time. The more rounds you get in, the higher the level of intensity that you perform that workout in. So that's the AMRAP method, or as many rounds as possible. And the third way of doing this workout is just doing one round as fast as possible and going through the 10 air squats, 10 push-ups, and 10 sit-ups as fast as you can, and then resting for exactly a minute. And then going back through and going as fast as you can through these exercises, and then resting for another minute. And doing that for between 5 and 6 rounds of going as fast as you possibly can. So that is your workout. 10 rounds for time, 10 air squats, 10 push-ups, 10 sit-ups. I gave you all the points of performance on those exercises, as well as a few different scales. And then I also explained 3 different ways, 3 different methods of going through that workout, each that's going to elicit a different response from your body. And so start with an AMRAP. An AMRAP is great for a beginner, 10 to 12 minutes and just working, then going all the way through it and doing it for time. And then that third way of really picking up that intensity where you're going as fast as possible and then resting for a minute. So great job, guys. Keep it going. And as always, we're here to help. So come on into WildFire CrossFit as soon as you can. Have a great day.